Okay, now finished the workout. I'm about to start doing my stretching cool down. Yeah, very important to do, especially once you start getting older and you need to stretch out those muscles because you can be looking at potentially injuring yourself. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I got my crazy little daughter right here on the side that's just kind of hanging out. But one good thing to try to acquire if you can are these little power bands. There's different, strength variations depending on the thickness and color. I got a purple and a green band. They're really good for stretching is what I mainly use them for. They're also good for looking up different band exercises for individuals that are just looking to work out those accessory muscles and getting started with recoveries and things of that nature. Lots of stuff you can do with them. But me, what I'm doing right now is just kind of putting it right there in the notch of the shoulder and utilizing my body weight and leaning against it to kind of push it back into that natural position. And then turning the head and stretching, doing that for about 20 seconds. I'm going to do that on both sides. Joe. Hold on. Yeah, don't stay in front of the camera, Jolie. And then you switch up, just go to the other one, and whatever side the band's on, always lead forward with that leg and lean into it and just kind of turn. And you can kind of just move your neck around whatever position that you feel the most stretching coming out of that neck muscle that locks into that shoulder. And just lean into it till you feel it. When you first start doing this, if you got bad shoulders, you'll actually feel it start popping into place. And after a while, it doesn't do that anymore, and your shoulders just start feeling much better.
Daddy, look what I can do.
Cool. So the next one, hold on, Joe. If you're gonna hang out, you gotta hold on. So next one is going to be basically turning it into it and then also turning that neck. So this is going to get that chest muscle stretched out and also into that shoulder. Again, turn that head until you feel that stretching.
Don't hold with one hand or your workout thing. Don't hold with one hand or it would fall on you.
Be careful, don't flop it. And these are some other bands. Don't pull it down. These are like a lot lighter. You can't do a lot of these type of stretches with it. You'll end up tearing those.
Daddy, look what I just did. I ripped it off. I ripped it, Daddy. I ripped it. I didn't, Daddy. I was just kidding. I was just kidding. I ripped it. I was just kidding, Daddy.
Yeah. And be careful with it. You don't want to snap yourself with it.
What is snapping?
Alright, so the next thing I'm doing is placing my feet down here
Let
in the
it
bottom.
go.
And I'm just going to pull
Wait.
against my lower back, Joe. Move out in front of the camera now. So that way, I can just feel it pulling that lower back and stretching it out.
John.
Go get your little brother, please.
And then I will come back, Daddy, okay?
Baby John is trying to operate the printer right now. He loves him some electronics. John. Just let him come. Just leave that open. Just leave that open.
To let him come in?
There's nothing out right now. He'll be fine if he decides to. Just don't call him in, but if he wants to come in, he can. And then switch it up, do that about 20 seconds, and then it's hard to kind of see, but you're going to take and kind of pivot and pull against this side of the lower back. So you feel that stretch. switch it up to the other side. Alright. Now, if you have something to hang from, like a pull-up bar, this is just going to be simulating like natural traction to help elongate that spine, stretch it out, and just kind of hang as long as you can, for at least 10-15 seconds. Spark. And just some traditional quad stretches. And everything that you do, you want to at least hold 20, if you can, 20-30 seconds. Anything less than that, you're not getting any true benefit out of it to get that stretch in the muscle and the blood flow back to those muscles to recuperate.
Daddy, look, I tied this thing up.
John wants to. Hey, stop hitting on the screen. Hmm?
What?
Hey.
Is that really far down there? Can I go down there?
No.
Why?
Because that is really far down there, and you don't want to fall down
That looks really fun to do.
there. Yeah.
That's actually what my friends wanted to do.
Yeah. So don't ever.
My friends wanted to do that before.
You want to go back to the hospital again?
Yeah. You remember I was turning blue? Remember I was turning blue, Dad?
Yeah, I remember. We're not gonna. We don't need to talk about it right now. Yeah, I remember. We don't want to go to the hospital again.
What is a hospital?
This is just a simple bend over and touch the floor. If you can, get your palms down to it, but realistically just start off as far as you can go. Slowly come back up. We're going to go ahead and do those toes again. Watch out, Jojo. So just bend over, touch as far down as you can. After time, and you build up, some flexibility.
Don't
You
ever,
get to the point to where you can do your
don't
hand
ever,
pose to
just don't ever touch the weight or you will get hurt
it.
when you're a kid.
Yeah, when you're a kid, you don't mess with any of the weights.
Only the ones you can carry with, like toys. Only toys.
Yeah, you messed up your toy weight set. John, stop.
I have a toy. You remember And don't ever mess with glass if it's broke.
John, stop.
Daddy, don't mess with glass if it's broke. Don't mess with glass.
Lessons learned from Jolie.
And don't ever touch it when it's broke. And when mom's tells you, don't touch glass when your mom tells her or your dad tells you.
Words of wisdom. Now the next one is come down to your knees.
And don't ever touch.
We're gonna go ahead and move this down. So come down to your knees and
don't ever touch. Don't touch a ant. Don't touch an ant.
well, the ants out here are fire ants, so they get a little crazy sometimes.
Don't touch fire ants because
So you're stretching out.
don't.
Hold on, Jojo.
What?
Okay. Watch out, they can't see. So when you're stretching out, you want to get your arms out as far as you can until you start feeling it in those shoulders stretching.
And don't touch a frog. If you see a frog, keep it. Like for
And then the next one,
if you don't have a pet.
Hold on, you can go back and talk to him in a second. The next one, you got your hands, palms down, take one side, wrist right behind the other wrist, and then lean into that other, Jojo.
And don't touch your boogers. Don't eat your boogers. Don't eat your boogers, or you will get sick. And don't. And if you
And then
keep on picking
on,
your
Jojo.
nose,
Hold on,
you
Jojo.
will bleed in your nose.
All right, now same thing, wrist behind wrist. 20 seconds. All right, then this one can be a little complicated. So you cross your leg, take your knee, bring it back, push that knee up into the foot here. And this is a complicated one until you get limber. And come back in front and just sit down and relax. So foot here in front, next leg you bring around, lock into the bottom of that foot with the knee, legs push back, and just come forward. What are you doing?
I'm trying to put my legs up all the like I did it once. I did this in my room before. I did this before.
Then same thing, leg in front. Some sides will be harder for some. Like this side is definitely my harder spot because I'm not as limber. Again, 21 years old,
Can John come in the video, Daddy?
Huh?
Can John come in the video?
Not right now.
Please.
He's doing fine where he's at.
He's gonna be like, I'm not going to be you. And then he's gonna smack.
Okay.
John smacked me before.
Now we're just gonna do another simple.
Don't carry babies when you're 3.
Yeah, it's not safe.
And don't carry babies when you're 4. Or else your dad would get. If dad says you cannot, don't listen to your dad, or you are gonna go in your room and time out. And the baby will get hurt. The baby will get hurt. Right, Daddy?
The baby can. Luckily, John hasn't gotten hurt.
Because if he got hurt, I would be so sorry. I feel sorry for John. If he got hurt, I would have just said, go away. I'm keeping my baby.
Okay, so this last stretch here that I'm about to do is going to be the most difficult of them, but it's probably one of the most amazing stretches that I've learned to do. It takes time to get back to it, but once you get to the point that you can actually do this stretch, you're going to find that your lower back and going all the way up to the base of your neck, like that cervical spine area. So from your neck all the way down to your lower back to the butt, like stretching all the way through the back of your legs, the hamstrings here, it is just phenomenal. So for you people that are getting up there, like I joke about me being 21, but when you get up to around my age, that's what you really do start feeling it. And for y'all that see this that are even above where I'm sitting. You know, I feel your pain. So, but doing things like this will help bring you back to that youthful feeling that you once had, or at least get you closer to it. What, Jacob? What? What? I can't hear you, bud. Hold on. Just come over. Hold on a second. So one important thing on this is to make sure that when you do lay down, you got the base of your neck fully elongated out and it's not crunched up, and you're not putting all the weight back onto your neck area. It's more pulling from the hips and stretching over, so that way your lower legs are the ones that are coming over the top of your head, and you're keeping this base area of your cervical spine flat on the ground, so you're not compacting on it and putting all the weight on it. So be careful when you're trying to do things like this. So keep that in mind. Be conscious when you're laying down on that cervical area, that neck, that base of the neck area here, of keeping it flat and elongated when your body's coming up and over. You're basically using your what they call the T-spine area and the L to come up and stretch, and that's going to pull that cervical spine along with that. So just keep that in mind when you're doing these. Be safe. And I just simply do this stretch routine at the end of every workout. I don't change it. There's a million different ones you can do, but this kind of hits just about most of the groups. I'll add in some extra ones with like foam rolling, and I have some lacrosse ball techniques that I'll utilize as well on the side. But at the end of my workout, this is what I basically do every time. So thank you, and talk to you later. John. Say bye-bye. Rah.
No, I want to be Can I make my video?
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We'll make one later, okay?